Hi guys, my name is Lana Lee and welcome to my channel. So on my channel, I guess I'll be talking about a whole bunch of things. I'm not gonna narrow it down to one specifically, but I am here to help you step by step on how to plan a trip on a budget. And this doesn't matter, it doesn't matter how much money you make. It doesn't matter if you make a whole bunch of money, and it doesn't matter if you make a little bit of money. Because at the end of the day, you can still travel on a budget. And I've been to about 20 countries. This week coming up, I'll be going on my 21st country, and I was traveling on a like $30,000 budget, like $25,000 budget, and I was still hitting up countries like left and right. And this is before we even had like Affirm and all these other apps that kind of helps you basically travel, to be honest. But we're not gonna get all up in that. Okay, we're not gonna get up in that. So I've decided I'm gonna do a couple of parts to this video, and the reason why is because it can drag, it can be very long, and I am pretty long-winded. Okay, so I'm gonna break it up into a couple of parts, and if you messing with your girl, come back. If you're not, still love you. Deuces. Let's get into it. All right, so first thing first, the first step you need to think about is where you want to go, of course. That's usually how I determine where I want to go. I write down all the places I want to go. I do about maybe 5 places. So for example, I'll say I want to go to DR, I want to go to PR, I want to go to, even if it's in the country, I want to go to California, I want to go to Vegas, I want to go to Denver, Colorado. And then that would help you decide. Now, I really want to go to Denver, Colorado so bad, and the plane ticket might be like $800. Okay, if you want to go, go. I'm not telling you not to go. But if you want to get your trips in and you want to see the world, sometimes we might have to depend on how much these flights are. So if that flight to Denver, Colorado is too much money, then baby, we're gonna have to put that on the back burner, okay? That's why I use multiple locations, because I'm like, okay, you know what? I feel like going to Puerto Rico. Let me see what Puerto Rico flights are looking like, okay? So I don't do Expedia. I don't do Cheapo Air. I haven't booked with Expedia like for flights in a very long time. And so the first step is the destination, like I mentioned before. I'm going to Colombia next year. I'm going to Colombia, and so that was like a determined trip because of prices. I usually go on prices, okay? I've traveled all these countries, and honestly, I've lived out of the country for like a year and a half. So like I mentioned before, it really determines on what country has the cheapest flights, okay? And I was determined to go to a country this year that I've never been to. So far, I've been to Mexico, I've been to Costa Rica, like this year, and I wanted to do something different. I've already been to Costa Rica. I go to Costa Rica every year. If you want to vlog on that, I'll tell you about that. I'll show you some pictures. I'll give you all the details. Anything you want to know, I'll let you know. I done been to Mexico so many damn times. I was in Mexico in June. That's another story for itself. But yeah, so we had to figure out the destination. Okay, so second, we depend on the duration. Okay, now this is what I mean by duration. This is kind of like a web, if you understand what I'm saying. But just get what I'm saying. I'm not rambling. I'm about to give you some key facts, some gems. Okay, so the duration of your trip really kind of depends on prices. Okay, and I'll put something right here, I'll put something right here. Believe me, it's going to be on the screen. It depends on the price, because if I have the time, like everybody has a job, I don't know what you guys do. Let me know in the comments what you guys do for a living. That would be great to start to get to know everybody, and maybe I can kind of like make something around everybody's I don't know, profession. But so it depends on how much sick days I have, how long I'm willing to stay. Then how long you want to stay also depends on your budget. Now, the reason why the first time I did not put budget, because I know a lot of people are like, okay, well, I don't got that much money, so why isn't she talking about money? Why isn't that the first thing? Because obviously you need money, okay? Point blank period, you need money. Whether it's a little bit of money or it's a lot of money, you need money. That's neither here nor there, but hold on. The reason why I say that is because it depends on the duration. The duration is very important because you can either stay for a week. Usually when people stay for a week on vacation, and usually when you put in for a week on vacation, and I'm talking about online, I'm not talking about your job, it's usually cheaper. I don't remember the last time I stayed somewhere for a week. And the reason why I say that is because, one, I need my PTO days. Two, fourth day, I'm over it. I don't need to be somewhere for a long time. 4 days is good for me. This trip that we coming on, I think we're staying Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So that's about 5 days. That's the longest for me. But on one of the days, we're going to really be traveling. But I'll let you know about that later on. If y'all stick around, you get to know all the details. I'll tell you how much I paid, because this place has been one of the most, I would say one of the top most priciest places that I've paid for. And so, yeah, so basically it depends on the duration. The reason why I picked this trip and I picked this location, because one, of the prices, two, I've never been here, and three, the duration, okay? So y'all stay with me. I wanted to go to Barbados. I've already been there. I used to live there, but I had to be in Barbados for a whole week. Homegirl's not doing that. No, not doing that, okay? So, yeah, so the first thing was destination. Second thing is duration, which is very important. And the third thing is budget. Now, if you want to put budget is at the first, but we don't know how much these airplane tickets are going to be. So we got to do our research. So once we do our research and we figure out how much they're going to be, then we'll be like, it's a little bit too much. I can do it. And then we'll talk about payment, and then we'll talk about how we can pay, and then we'll talk about how not to get yourself in debt over a trip, because it was never that serious. But this is the step-by-step on how you plan a trip. And like I said, I'll show pictures, videos, whatever, so you guys can actually see, and we'll actually plan out a trip together so you'll understand what I'm talking about. Okay? So, in my next video, part 2 on my step-by-step on how to travel on a budget, we're going to be talking about transportation, which is how you get back and forth depending on where you're going. Is the place safe? I can give you some tips. I can let you know if this place is safe or not, what you should do, all this other stuff. The second thing is food, because we need to eat. That's the main thing, okay? I'm going for the food and the drinks. That's really what I'm going for. And I'm going to put in activities, but honestly, I can really care less about activities. I'm going to tell you why. When you done been to 20 countries, to be honest, when you done been to 20 countries like me, almost all of the activities are usually the same. But I will put that in there. And maybe we can decide on a country or something like that. But let me know down in the comments, like, where do you guys want to travel? Where have you guys been? How many countries you've been to? Where's the most expensive country? Like, I want to keep the conversation going, and I really want to know, like, what people like. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hopefully I ain't ramble on, but I didn't make this video long. Okay, so y'all come back now.
I love my bitches, it's pretty, they showing their titties, it's up to the ceiling. Holla, I run through $1 million, I rock with a really, let's stop on $1 billion. I'ma get down to the gritty, then fuck